This is WZRD Chicago 88.3 FM. Good morning. And we have with us on WZRD via Zoom Mario Yarbrough. He is a Michael Jackson impersonator. Good morning, Mario. Or would you like me to call you Michael? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, and we can hear you as well. Good
Good.
morning. How are you today?
Well, I'm good.
Would you like me to call you Mario or Michael?
You call me Michael.
Michael. Okay, Michael.
Mario Michael Jackson. Michael.
Yes. Well, Michael, when did you start impersonating? How long have you been doing this?
38 years. I started back in 1983 or 84 or something like that. In
Wow.
between that time or 85. Between that time.
Mm-hmm.
It was like in between 84, 85.
Mm-hmm. So do
Because
you, yeah.
I started watching Michael Jackson when the Thriller video came out.
Mm-hmm. Ah, so that's
Thriller and
so
Beat It.
yes. Mm-hmm. Was the so did you start with the Beat It or did you start with Thriller
Thriller and Beat It.
together?
And then it
Mm-hmm.
was and then it was Moonwalker.
Wow. And so did you so you learned all the moves and do you impersonate anyone else besides Michael Jackson?
Yes. When I dance to different artists. But usually it's mainly Michael Jackson. Um, I dance to his sister's music too, Janet. But I'm wearing a Michael Jackson outfit, of course. I impersonate. Let's see. Uh, sometimes I dance to Prince's music, but I'm wearing the Michael Jackson outfit when I'm dancing to Prince's songs.
Oh,
So every once in a while, maybe James Brown sometimes.
and when you how many gigs do you have? Is it was there ever a slow time or has it been you know how has business been over the years?
Sometimes slow. Usually, I'm mainly in between the time I street perform because the gigs there it was slow between 2018 and 19 and during the pandemic
Mm-hmm.
because before then in like 2016 17 I was getting more gigs, but now I'm getting even more gigs than back then,
Mm.
so it's busier.
Well, that's good for you. When you have to do it at the street, when you so do you mean that you perform in the street and then share your information with people that come by so that they know that they could hire you for gigs,
Yes, I do that too.
and they also give you tips as well.
They give me tips as well. Yes.
Where do you perform when you're on the street, and do you still do it?
Yes, I perform in the north end of Chicago
Mm-hmm.
at the Lincoln Park Zoo, Michigan Avenue, different places in Chicago. Mariano's grocery store. They had a DJ live night. They had that, and I performed. First, I was street performing on the outside, and then I went on the inside. My manager introduced me to Mariano's grocery store, and that's how I found that spot for performing. And that was in back in I think it was like 2020, right before it was right a little bit right when the pandemic was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Before they closed down all the restaurants and stores for a little while, or when they was opening them back up. That's when I found Mariano's grocery store. That spot. When my manager showed me that spot, she said this would be a good place for you to perform. It's right in my neighborhood. It's always busy over here,
Mm-hmm.
so that's how I
And
found that.
your neighborhood is in Evanston.
Yeah, my neighborhood. Hers is in Chicago.
Mhm.
But yeah, my neighborhood is Evanston. I perform in Evanston too in the summertime because in the winter it's kind of slow in Evanston. Business
Mhm.
is mostly in Chicago all year round, and except for when it's snowing. And all year round in Chicago, there's always people out tourists.
Mhm. Well, we were in downtown yesterday, and there were a lot of tourists. When let's say that on the average, how many hours do you perform a day?
I used to perform 10 to 11 hours a day, but now I don't perform that many hours because I got other jobs with the Michael Jackson for now until I make it
Mhm.
full time. So I pursue my career full time
Mhm.
for Michael Jackson. Because during the week, I work with kids with the school district. It's challenging. I do that, and then at night when I'm after performing, I do pizza. I'm a delivery driver on the weekend, so that's for now because I'm trying to save up money so I can do my Michael Jackson career full time, pursue it full time
Mhm.
because I have a passion with performing
Right.
more than teaching and more than being a delivery driver. I really don't want to do that delivery driver.
Mhm. But at
It'd
least
be
it helps
too
make
long.
ends meet. Yeah. When
Yeah.
so you're with the Chicago public schools as well? You're a CPS teacher or a substitute teacher, something like that?
No, it's Evanston Skokie School District 65. It's
Ah.
a paraprofessional teacher assistant
Mhm.
for right now.
Mhm. Do your students know that you could do Michael Jackson?
Yeah, they know because I performed at one of the fall fest for how it was a few days before Halloween. I think it
Mhm.
was that Friday before Halloween, or Thursday, no, the Thursday before Halloween. I performed there. They was like, that was you, Mr. Mario. I said, no, that wasn't me. That was my cousin,
Oh
Mario
no.
Michael Jackson.
Do you know every song and then any song that was that became a video? Do you do it like the video the steps or do you make create your own steps and or intertwine the uh different different versions to accommodate what you feel at the time?
I mainly just do a choreography from the live performances in the video, but I
Hmm.
also added my own choreography with it. Like I just feel the music and just wherever the music goes, then my movements with my body go.
Hmm.
I just do extra moves. I do Michael Jackson moves, but sometimes I just throw in extra moves. But most of the moves would be the moves that Michael Jackson did. But
Hmm.
I put in some extra moves that I made up. Like when he did the pop blocks, I play around with the pop blocks. Like I did last night, I played around with the pop blocks in the performance I did last night at the Lincoln Park Zoo.
Hmm. When you perform, do you have to do stretches? Did you do any research about how Michael Jackson was able to dance so well? Did he have to warm up? Did he do stretches? And did you research that? And do you apply that to what you do as well? Doesn't it wear
Uh,
out the body a little bit?
a little bit. Well, once I'm dancing, I can't really feel it though. After I'm dancing, I don't feel it as much. Only thing it kind of wears out is my probably my feet or whatever, my toes and feet, because of the shoes I'm
Mm,
wearing. I don't have those penny loafers that he had, where because some of the shoes were custom made to where he was able to. It wouldn't be too much on his feet when he's dancing. But my shoes, they said they different. They not custom made. I just
mm,
got something to dance
mm,
in just to get vibe for the performances and stuff. But
mm,
that's gonna change though, because I'm gonna get some different shoes
mm,
where it's easier to do my glides and stuff.
mm,
I have a lot of people tell me that I look like Michael Jackson, and my
right.
moves are good and smooth. They like it. They
Mm,
like my dancing a lot. That's one thing I like about performing is I like to see the audience's faces. I like to put the smiles on the audience's faces each time I perform, and I like
mm,
to perform with the kids too. Cause what I usually do when I'm performing, when I see the kids dancing, even when they're not dancing, I put them into the performance. I add them into the performance, and had them dance with me. Like last night, there
Mm-hmm.
was a few kids dancing with me for the backup dancers,
Mm-hmm.
and they were showing me their moves, and I was doing the Michael Jackson. And I was teaching them Michael Jackson moves.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing I want to do. Is another thing I want to do later on is teach the kids how to dance like Michael Jackson.
Did
How to
you
dance,
ever?
adults too.
Yeah. Did you ever pitch that to the administration of the school district? Propose that to them?
No, I ain't proposed that to them.
Mm. Well, you every day you work a long time. So you have your day job and then you're almost booked full now. Like is do you have more during the holidays or how does business go?
Right now, it's picking up during the holidays, but in the summertime, in the summer is when I have a lot of gigs lined up. But most of like in between, I'm street performing. That's when I could do a lot of street performing when it's warm out.
Hmm.
When it's cold out, I'm doing a good amount too. But when it's warm, it's a lot. It's a lot of places to go, and then it's more gig. It's a lot of gigs too, so it's busy.
Hmm. The the gigs, how did you network to start off? Well, do you still remember your first gig, your first paying gig?
The first paying gig, I think. Let's see. My first paying gig, yeah, I think it was. I did the first paying gig was a wedding or something. I
Hmm.
did two weddings for my first paying gig, and
Hmm.
that one was at White Eagle Hall, and the
Hmm.
other one was at Land Star, something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but those were my first paying gigs. They went pretty good.
Hmm.
I performed I think it was Wannabe Star something, Smooth Criminal for one of them. I
Hmm.
remember for that gig I had to wait for the other day because it was like it was other performance that they booked for the wedding, and I
Hmm.
had to wait till for hours for my turn. I think I had to wait till like midnight or 1 o'clock to perform, and
Wow.
the start time for it, the book time was like I think it was in between 7 and 8 o'clock. So that was a long wait. That's the only thing downside to that performance is the wait time for my performance because I was waiting to perform. I was sitting down waiting to perform, but
They did.
I was watching the other
Hmm. They
the
didn't give.
musician.
Yeah, and that does that help you as does that help you as well? Sometimes when you watch others and then you see how the program goes.
Yeah, I do. Because they had
What?
other stuff that's going between too, like the they were dancing to the
Hmm.
music they had and everything. And
Hmm.
then I was like in the middle towards the end.
Didn't they give you a program in the beginning?
No, they didn't give me a program. I just had to go. I just got booked and they let me know the time and I went and got ready for the show and
Mhm.
then perform.
How
I
many?
noticed over, huh?
No, how many other performers were there? Do you kind of still remember?
I think it's about 10. I think it's
Ooh.
about 10 or something, 10, 15. I had to wait. So I was sitting down waiting and I
Mhm.
was talking to the other guest that was attended the wedding.
Mm. What about now? Do you do weddings now? And do are all weddings like that, or are all weddings different? It depends on what the family wants.
Yeah, I think it depends on what the family wants, but I haven't done a wedding since then in a long time. The
Oh.
last wedding I did, I performed at the Lincoln Park Zoo. They was having a wedding, then they saw me performing. Then after that, they just tipped me. So
Mm-hmm.
I was there. I was kind of like there in the middle, and then they let me perform, and then they gave me a tip. But
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done a wedding since probably in between 2012, 13.
Oh. And that wedding that you did at the White Eagle and also at Landstar, that
Most
was that back in 1984, 5 or at that time you
nah,
were
that's
only
that. But the wedding,
mhm.
nah,
Yeah.
the wedding was like 2012 or something, 12, 13. Because back
Oh.
in the 80s, I was just practicing my moves, watching his
Mhm.
videos and stuff. So, oh yeah, well in the 80s, back like in like 88, 89, I started out performing for audiences for my family because they were
Mm-hmm.
having barbecues and family reunions. I was doing a lot of that in the backyard, and they was tipping. So I remember
Mm-hmm.
my brother and I we would dance in the backyard, and they were throwing coins at us and stuff when we was
Mm-hmm.
performing Smooth Criminal.
Mm-hmm.
And then they was throwing coins. So there was Smooth Criminal off the wall and some other couple other Michael Jackson songs. So that's where it all started. We was dancing in the backyard and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
rehearsing in the basement. Because I remember rehearsing the Thriller routine and the Billie Jean routine, the moonwalk, over
Mm-hmm.
and over and over in the basement until I nailed it and got the moves down, the choreography.
So what
Mm.
about your brother? Does he do it for a living, or was he just doing it for the fun of it at that time?
No, not anymore. He was just doing it. He was
Mm-hmm.
just doing it for the fun of it at the time because he doesn't do it as a career like me, as a
Mm-hmm.
living. 'Cause I'm doing it as a living because it's something I enjoy doing. But he stopped after a while. He did it up until I forgot what age he did it up until, probably until a teenager or something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he not doing it now because he got into like other things like rapping. He's a musician too because he's a rapper, so he does
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So and me, I'm doing kind of both. Michael Jackson, uh, and a mixture of R&B, a little bit of singing and rapping. So I do that too, but
Mm-hmm.
mainly my Michael Jackson thing. That's what
Yeah.
I'm doing
What
because
do
I
you?
have been doing. Huh?
What does your family think? Do they? How did they in what did they think in the beginning that of what did they encourage you?
Yeah, they encouraged me a lot because I remember my dad when Michael Jackson's videos would come on. He would call me and my brother down to the basement and we'd dance with his company,
Mm-hmm.
which was his friends. It was family and friends that was in the basement, mainly his friends. They was in the basement,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like during football games and stuff, and during the intermission football games, they'll turn to like MTV or whatever, and Michael
Mm-hmm.
Jackson's videos was on. One video that was on they played was "The Way You Make Me Feel," and he calls down in the basement. Each time Michael Jackson videos were on or his live performances were on, he calls to the basement to perform. He
Mm-hmm.
performed for his friends in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
How
they encourage us a lot.
what kind of networking did you do to help further your career as Michael Jackson?
I had to go out and do that. That took some work because I had to for the networking. I had to start out. I remember I ain't had the outfits. I was just dancing on the street, like
Mm-hmm.
on the corners. Because the first street corner I did was Jules when Michael Jackson passed away in 2009, and
Mm-hmm.
then the audience and the customers, they liked my dancing a lot too, and they was tipping. It started out like a little amount of tips
Mm-hmm.
because I was getting like probably about $9 a week or something, or nine each time I performed on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
when it was with my ex-wife and my mother-in-law, we went to the grocery shopping at Jules, and
Mm-hmm.
while they was grocery shopping, I was outside performing
Oh.
for the customers. That's where that part began. But then I noticed that when I invested my money into getting the outfits, the wigs and stuff, I started
Mm-hmm.
making more and more because
Mm-hmm.
it helped build up my career.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to find the spots to go because when I was performing, there was one guy that told me, you should try and go to the nearby parks. You get paid way more money if you go to the nearby parks. So I tried it. I started, and then I went to the Everson. It was Everson Beach over there, so I performed over there too in summer. And that was real good because each year I'm making more and more because they have a lot of family reunions, barbecues, birthday parties there,
Mm-hmm.
and they watch me perform, and then they'll give a good amount of tips there,
Mm-hmm.
and I use that money to invest in my career to get the
Mm-hmm.
outfits and stuff, make it
And
bigger.
how do you get the outfits? Are they do you order them? Do you have somebody make them for you? How?
No, I ordered them. Some of the outfits I ordered them. Some of these outfits are kind of like played around with them. I made them, and
Mm-hmm.
I got some shirts from the thrift store. But the jackets, some of the jackets, like I ordered them. They Michael Jackson jackets, then I had to fix them up. I kind of I kind of play around with it and painted one of the jackets black because I needed a jacket for my bad performance, and I
Mm-hmm.
ain't have it anymore because I had it, but it was stolen. So I had
Oh.
some Michael Jackson. I had about four Michael Jackson jackets. The Billie Jean. I had to rebuy the Billie Jean jacket because that was stolen from me. The Thriller jacket was stolen, and the bad
Oh.
jacket.
Oh.
This occurred on New Year's Eve when I was performing. Because I used to perform the CTA there on at the platforms, but I
Mm-hmm.
stopped that now because I got robbed. So and they took
Mm-hmm.
my stuff. I remember that. It's this story, all these stories. I'm telling you, most of it. It's gonna be in a. I'm making a movie. It's a documentary. It's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
based on basically what inspired me to dance and the inspiration in my lifestyle. So
Mm-hmm.
all that's in there. It's not. I'm not sure when I'm gonna release it when it's coming out. Hopefully, I was hoping by Christmas, but I had to go finish it. I gotta
Mm-hmm.
finish it first. So I'm working on that. It's
I
called huh?
no, yeah, go ahead. What is it called?
It's called Michael Because of D. The reason why I called it Michael Because of D is because my sister was real close to me, and she passed away
Mm-hmm.
in 1992,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like a very tragic moment for my family and I.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think of it at times, but I try and keep my mind going so that way I'm not thinking of it as much as I used to back then.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we thought about that a lot because she passed away so young, and it was like the way she passed away, it was traumatic because she got murdered in her own apartment in Evanston, and it was by one of a friend that she knew, one of her ex.
Mm-hmm.
So
And so when you
that's
perform,
gonna be
is
a
it,
story too.
yeah? So when you perform, does it help you take in at that time? Did it help you in the beginning? Well, when you worked, is it when you say it's because of D? Is it that when you perform, it helps you take your mind off of the trauma of losing her?
Yeah, when I perform, yeah, it does. I don't really think of it as much now though, because I'm busy. I
Mm-hmm.
work a lot, so
Mm-hmm.
I keep my mind busy because there was a lot going on in my life. Back in I say in between 2014 and 2020. That was after like way after my sister passed away.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the reason why I called it Michael because of D
Mm-hmm. And when you
because I miss it too.
of course, when you perform at the outside of stores and or in parks, does security ever have an issue with it?
No, not the stores, but some it depends on where I'm performing. The parks they don't care. They don't mind because it's open to the public. The
Mm-hmm.
stores they don't mind. It depends on what store and where I'm performing. Because I remember I was performing in front of Macy's, and they told me to go to the other side of Michigan Avenue because it's certain spots on Michigan Avenue where the performers are supposed to perform. I think it's further north or something. I don't know, but and then it was with the old Macy's. Macy's is not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Then they told me that I can't. I gotta go to another spot and perform, but every once in a while. And with the Lincoln Park Zoo, I don't have issues performing. Like any problems, getting any problems out of the security when I perform there. Just a few times where
Mm-hmm.
one guy, it's just this one security guy. He'll say, he'll ask me for my permit if I have my permit and stuff like that. Then he said, hey, Michael, you know you're not supposed to be here and no. This is during the light show, but he only comes out once in a while. But now though, it's this year I went to like I was performing the second light show and then the event I ran into the event coordinator and the event coordinator she came and asked me was I hired for the light show. I said I had to tell her well I'll street perform here. I guess it's kind of like getting hired, but I'm street performing but she said, "Nah, you wasn't hired." And then she said, "Well, I'm the event coordinator," and then she said, "She's like, would you like to?" She said, "I need performance. I like what I see." And then she wanted to, so basically she wanted to hire me. She hired me, but I gotta wait. She said, "Let me see your card," and then I do. I'm always looking for performers, and then from there she said it. She said, "Text me your text me so I know it's your number, so I know it's you," and then we'll go from there. And she said, "Text her my race and stuff." So this was like, I forgot what night it was, but it was on the second night the night show, which
Mhm,
was that was on, yeah, that was Sunday, because the first light show was Saturday. I wasn't able to perform that one though,
mhm,
but that's pretty good. Now I just gotta wait. I had to wait and see when she calls me, because she said she'll call me.
mhm,
So the money she's gonna pay me. Plus, I get paid tips for that, so that's good. It'd be
mhm,
coming out of her pocket. Plus, I can get paid tips. I was working towards that for years though, ever since I started performing at the zoo. But I just didn't know who to contact to get
mhm,
paid through the zoo. Because
mhm,
sometimes when I perform, they like to just watch and take pictures, and it's just for free,
mhm,
or I'm just dancing for a little while, and
mhm,
then and feeling the music, and then they start tipping. Because in the beginning they don't tip all the time. Because last night they wasn't they didn't tip right away. I
mhm.
did like the first song, wanted to start something. I was dancing. I was thinking in my mind. I was like, and I was like, oh man, I was like, no tips. I was like, well, I'm gonna just dance. I'm gonna just feel the music, dance. And once I felt the music, I was just dancing. It was a bunch of people, but because it's a different crowds of people that walk by to see the lights. Then
Mhm,
they started tipping. So that's all I gotta do is just dance and feel the music. Because I
mhm.
remember working with another, I think it was another artist, musician, and you said, just be yourself and dance, and the money will come. Don't worry, don't really think about the money when I'm performing, which is good advice. And I
Mhm.
took that advice. And each time I perform, I just try to remind myself, just enjoy the performances that I do, and
So
then
the
the money will come later, which it
right.
does. Sometimes it takes 20 minutes, 15, 20, 30 minutes.
Mhm.
So
Do you ever do the customers, do the audience members ever interact with you, talk with you, or did they just watch?
no, sometimes they interact. A lot of times they'll interact with me because they'll start dancing. Because on Michigan Avenue, they actually dance. So and then they'll stop and then feel the music with me and dance with me. But some
Mhm,
people they just watch. And this is a lot of customers just walking by, and then they'll stop. They hear the music and then start dancing.
do you ever did you ever have to get a busking license?
Yeah, I got that. I got that for the busking license. That's what I used to perform in
Mhm,
Chicago, and I had to get a bunch of I had to get like two. It's a permit for the zoo. I got that and the license, and then for the when I used to perform the CTA, I had a permit, but I ain't renew it though. Like I
Oh,
said, I'm not even gonna mess with the CTA and
mhm,
renewing that.
mhm, yeah.
I used to perform on the way. I used to entertain the customers on the train too, because I used to perform for them on the way to where they was going, where I was going, and they enjoyed it a lot. I had the whole train, had the whole train screaming. It's
Mhm,
like, it's Michael. It's like, well, I remember on the way there. I think it was either on the way to where I was going, on the way back. It was like they said, this is our best train ride. It was during the Cubs game. Sure was. That train was crowded, and I entertained them on the
mhm,
train. And he's
mhm,
like, this is our best ride. It's Mike. We get to ride on the train with Michael Jackson. We never experienced this before. It's Michael Jackson. Like that was nice. That was pretty good. But yeah, I kind of missed those times to where I was able to perform on the way to where I was going,
mhm.
entertain.
Yeah.
But
How are you
no, I'm not even. Huh?
how are you able to keep your balance? Those trains when they move and
I don't know.
buses they
I
jerk
guess of
around.
course. Yeah, dude. I used to dance on the bus too, like, cause they
Mhm,
asked me to dance. They're
mhm,
like, it's Michael Jackson. Can you bust a move? Can you do the move? I did the moonwalk on the bus before, and then
mhm,
it's like that. The good, good, that's good, good, good moonwalk. And they gave me a tip too. Because I
Mhm.
used to dance. I used to perform at the bus stop too on the way to where I was going. Each spot that I was waiting to go to the next spot when I was catching the train. This was near I think it was near Roosevelt or something, or kind of like going towards south. And then I was like, I'm gonna go back the other way because this is like kind of south. I don't want to go too far on south. And
Mhm.
then they tipped me at the bus stops too when I was waiting for the bus and all that. Because I think I was going on the way to Soldier Field. Sure
Mhm.
was over there to the Bears. I ain't make money that much tips over there, but I was making tips everywhere I went though. When I
Mhm.
stopped off, I was making, and then on the way home, and that averaged out to make about close to, I think it was close to about $100 a weekend doing that. But now I'm making more than that. I'm making way more than that now when
Mhm.
I perform. But that's why I said I used to put when I back then I used to put in 10 to 11 hours
Mhm.
a day performing because I would start out. I think I started out. I think it was at the zoo. Then I'll go different places, or sometimes I'll just go different spots and perform. But
Mhm.
most of the time, when I started the zoo, it was spent at the zoo, and then after that, I did the CTA stops and stuff, and then after that, then I ended my day and went home. I
Mhm.
ain't get. I remember finishing at midnight and 1 in the morning.
Mhm.
That was a lot of performing though.
At what point does your body become tired, or do you like performing so much that you really don't get tired that much?
No, I'm tired after I perform. I just
Mhm.
I don't, I'm not. I'm tired during kind of a little
Mhm.
bit during my performances, but mainly after when I get home and lay down.
Yeah.
That's when I'm tired.
Mhm. How many hours of sleep do you are you able to get? Do you need to get in order to recuperate from all that work?
I only get about 4 or 5 hours of sleep. That's it. I can't get the full 8 because I'm so busy
Mhm. Mhm.
working and stuff. So, but when I was performing, I was working a full time job then. But then after after that full time job, I was just doing it was a period to where I was doing Michael Jackson full time, and I was
Mhm.
just doing my performance, going out performing because
Mhm.
I was going different places performing, making a living doing that.
Mhm.
But then after a while, I had so many expenses. I was like, I might have to do another job with it for a little while and then see how it goes. Then I had to go back. That's why I went back into teaching though. At first I
Mhm.
didn't want to. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I don't know if I want to teach anymore because it made me want to give up because of the way the students and kids are acting.
Mhm.
They was acting out. So I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. But then I gave it a shot, went back in and did it for doing it for a little while right now. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I like out of all those jobs. I like Michael Jackson the best though. I like performing best. That's where I want to be as a performer and my entertainer. Michael Jackson, as an
Mhm.
impersonator. So something in entertainment.
Mhm.
I just got hired by a music video too. It's supposed to be a mid December. I'm gonna be the Michael Jackson person in the introduction of the video. I'm not sure of the artist's name yet though, because they putting together the track and all that. Then they gonna let me know when everything's ready. They're gonna give me a short script
Mhm.
to read because I'm gonna read on the cue cards and then I do a little bit of my dance moves and then from there then a state video. It's a 2 hour shoot. They gonna
Ooh.
pay me for it too. It's 125. I charge more than that though. I charge 200, but then they said I tried to negotiate with it. That's what I did at first, negotiation,
Mhm.
because a friend of mine and my mom mentioned I should negotiate with the gigs and stuff.
Mhm.
Don't try not to take it too low for the gigs, and then negotiate see what they say. Then if they say if it's not in the budget, then take it down. So that's how I told my mom I did that though. So I'm working on that.
When how did you get this the music video gig? Did you apply for it or did they come looking for you?
Yeah, I applied for it. I found that on a talent agency, the Bash, and
Mhm.
then I once submitted my quote information. I called them. I told them about myself, and then they hired me. And
Oh.
then it was quick though, because I thought that they was gonna be looking for other Michael Jackson impersonators too, but they picked me. They didn't even have to look at the video. I thought he was gonna ask for usually the gigs they ask if they could see a video first. They
Mhm.
ain't asked to see a video. They just said they just hired me.
Oh,
Unless they saw my videos on their profile, but they just hired me like that.
wow. How did you get your manager?
I met her. I got two managers. One manager I met. She saw me. She discovered me. Performing at the beach underneath the. It was for families underneath. I can remember this like it was yesterday. I was performing at the beach for families, and it was underneath this nice shady tree. And then she came. She parked her car. She said hi. She said hi, and she told me her name. And then from there, she gave me her card. I got her card, and then she hired me for fundraisers because I do fundraisers for the cats and dogs too. Famous fighter, famous fiddle is what it's called.
Oh, Famous Vital,
I
yes.
did a couple, yeah, famous fighter. I did a couple of I did a couple events with them. I'm still working for them though. So that's another company I work for because I still
Mhm.
do events with them. I haven't done a fundraiser with them for a while, but I'm still that was like occasionally. But
What?
one of my managers, that was working for Famous Fighter, Famous Fiddle, she invited me to a Christmas party, so I got that's coming up soon on December 18th. And then
Mhm.
my other manager that I told you about, she's another close friend too, and she's the one that helps me get a lot of places to go perform too, because she introduced me to that Mariano's grocery store, and she tells me about a lot of festivals that's in the area. Because
Mhm.
the summertime is real busy. Because she said come down in my neighborhood, come down over here. They have this festival going on. I remember the Argyle Festival. She told me what nights, what days and nights they
Mhm.
had the Argyle Festival, which was Thursday nights, and I performed there. At first, I started out street performing. It. Then they played Michael Jackson, so I went on stage and
Mhm.
I performed on stage. And then they was tipping. The audience enjoyed it a lot. They tipped.
Mhm.
I think that night I pulled in about close to $100 because I was street performing at first, and then when I went on stage, it was even more. So that's pretty
Mhm.
good.
Mhm.
That was good.
Did you ever get an opportunity to take a voice lessons? Because you sing and you dance, and how do you make your voice like Michael Jackson?
Nah, I haven't taken any voice lessons.
Mhm.
I just sing along with the I just practice this music
Mhm.
each time when I perform. Most of the time I'm lip syncing and dancing, but
Mhm.
singing and dancing is a lot of work. But right now I'm kind of trying I'm trying to practice singing and dancing and
Mhm.
occasionally with some of his songs.
Mhm.
'Cause I kind of like put on the track and then sing along with Michael Jackson.
Mhm.
That's how I'm practicing it though. Cause my voice, his voice is like it's the way he harmonizes. It's incredible. But
Mhm.
I don't sing. I don't know. I'm trying to practice it. I'm working on it. I don't sing exactly like Michael Jackson, but I'm working on it.
Mhm.
So
Did you ever enter any contest?
yeah, I entered American Got Talent. I was on. I auditioned for American Got Talent. I was in the
Mhm.
first round, but I didn't make it to the second round because they didn't
Oh.
call me back. But at least I was there. They picked me more than one time though, because they picked me like I think it was in 2014 and 2000 what year 2014. They picked me in 2015, but I wasn't able to go though.
Oh.
2015, and then last year they picked me, and I was able to attend it. It was on Zoom, so I did it at the dance studio.
Mhm. Did they
But
recognize
they
you?
saw me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the producer, he said he liked what he saw. You know, it was
Mhm.
quite interesting. Then he said we'll be contacting you back. We'll be contacting you in February, but I was looking for the call or email, and they never did. They didn't email me, so I said, oh well, I guess I just had to move on to the next opportunity. So at least I
Mhm.
tried and I put myself out there.
Mhm.
But what else was I gonna say? Yeah, I was in the Michael Jackson competition too. The dance for his birthday in Gary, Indiana. That celebration they was having every year, and it was
Mhm.
like I had to compete against 1,000 Michael Jackson impersonators.
Mhm. And
I did. I performed Smooth Criminal. Huh?
how did you do it? Do you still remember?
Yeah, they liked it a lot, but I lost though because they the other the one that won. I thought it was gonna be the kids. I thought they was gonna pick the kids, but they I think one of the kids they came in like second and third place. But I
Mm-hmm.
think I don't know I don't know what place I came in, but I lost there because it's the one that won was he came out with a group. I was like, oh man, it's that's the rap. I was like he's probably gonna win because he got the group and then the choreography of how they did it in the concert. One of the started something bad to her and stuff. So he did most of Michael Jackson moves, but then some of his stuff he kind of like threw in or whatever. But yeah,
What do you mean
that
by
guy, you know.
what do you mean by he had the groove? Do you mean that he
I
had
said he
like
had the
group
moves.
dance?
He had the
Oh,
Michael
moves.
Jackson. Oh, you mean the group? Yeah,
Yeah.
he had a group of backup dancers. I ain't had that. I just had
Oh,
myself.
got
So
it. Mm-hmm.
that's one thing I'm working on too. Is like I want to make my business grow, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to hire musicians and stuff to come
Mm-hmm.
perform with me, since
Right.
I'm gonna do shows
Mm-hmm.
around the suburbs. I don't know if I'm gonna travel with it though. Now I might just kind of like do it out here. It depends. I have to see. I'm gonna do it mainly out here and in
Mm-hmm.
the northern suburbs, just travel around and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. So see how that goes. I started. I remember in 2000 was it 2000? It was 2018 or 19. I started out small to where I was doing one man. It was one man shows, and I was selling tickets on the Eventbrite and all that. But that went it went pretty decent. It was okay but I say in between because I needed more promotion. I needed help promoting
Mm-hmm.
my events and stuff. And back then I had some help, but I needed more than what I had.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I had a good amount. I had a decent amount of people that came to my shows. That it was mainly people that I knew, but it didn't pack the seats though. Like I visioned though. But it was a start though. I guess it's because I was just starting it where I was doing my own shows and stuff. But I had to kind of work my way up there. I probably had to be patient with it, just work my way up there and
Mm-hmm.
start out with a small audience, and then because it's really it's word of mouth. So they probably had to see my talent first, and then it spread the word. Then once the word spread, then more and more people attend the shows. But I remember I performed at the Taste of Chicago. That was like I don't
Oh.
know, that was a lot of people there, but I didn't make much of tips. But I was focusing on passing out my flyers for upcoming shows that I had. I passed
Mm-hmm.
out flyers to like over that was like over 1,000 people that I
Oh.
passed out flyers, but
Mm-hmm.
out of the 1,000 people that I passed out flyers, it was two that attended. But I was able to reach out to two people that attended
Mm-hmm.
the Taste that
Mm-hmm.
went to the Taste of Chicago. So that's pretty good because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people saying they'll attend, but then they didn't keep their word and they didn't show up. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you passed out the flyers at the Taste of Chicago for one of
yeah,
your shows. Mm-hmm.
one of my shows Taste Chicago, but
Oh, you
then I
had a
don't.
show there. Ah, got
No,
it.
I ain't had a show. It wasn't at the Taste Chicago. It was at it was in Evanston at the Levy Center, but
Mm-hmm.
then I went to go perform at during the Taste of Chicago street perform
Mm-hmm.
during Taste of Chicago, but
Mm-hmm.
and I promoted my upcoming show, which
Right.
was at about a week or two from there, probably
Mm-hmm.
2 3 weeks from that event.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't attend the show. I guess they had some other stuff going, or they probably lived too far and they didn't want to travel to
Mm-hmm.
Evanston.
Right.
But if I go around, I figure if I go around, do it in different places and not just one location, Evanston, then I have
Mm-hmm.
more people to come to my shows.
Right. For sure. For sure.
I'm gonna
When
try and do
you
it different this time, huh?
Mhm. You said
I'm gonna
that
try and
you
do it different.
right. You said that you wanted to get some backup dancers, but then did you ever have like some backup dancers, like one or two for any of your shows before?
No, it was just me. I just
Oh, is
did
it?
the whole
Mm-hmm.
show, one man show. So this
Mm-hmm.
time I'm reaching out to musicians and backup. Some of the backup dancers are busy though, because I reached out to a break dancer. He's
Mm-hmm.
pretty good. The way I found him was through the dance studio, the owner of the dance studio. She told me about, but
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I
So
don't know.
that's
He was scheduled, but he said reach out to him in 3 months, and then he might be able to work out something because he said he's doing shows and he gotta. balance that time between his family because he got to take care of his family and stuff like that, and then his rehearsal. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I told him okay. He said thanks for the opportunity, but I told him I just told him okay, I will. So I'll just reach out to him in 3 months. 3 months is not that far from now,
Mm-hmm.
and then see where he's at in 3 months.
Do you usually wait for the phone calls, such as the young lady at the Lincoln Park, or do you sometimes, if they haven't called yet, do you call back?
I'm about to call her because she hadn't called. I was like, this lady didn't call. I'm gonna wait till I'm gonna give her another week or two. Then if she don't call, probably another week. If she don't call after Thanksgiving, I'm gonna call her because the light show it's only it's not like it's all year round. It's
Mm-hmm.
only for like about a month,
Right.
not even a month and a half because it's a little bit before Thanksgiving, and then after Thanksgiving, by the time Thanksgiving is over, it's gonna be December. So it's all of December, all the way till New Year's. I think it's till New Year's Day. That's the last light show, New Year's Day. So yeah, that's about a month and a half. A
Right.
little bit about a month and a half. So if she don't call by next after Thanksgiving, I'm gonna call. I guess I'll call her
Mm-hmm.
because that's what a lot of people do too. They'll say, "Okay, we'll call you."
Mm-hmm.
Then you don't have to call. We'll call you, and they end up not calling. So
Mm-hmm. And then you try to call back.
they'll try to call them, and sometimes they don't pick up their phone when I try to call
Mm-hmm.
them.
Mm-hmm.
So
When you in the different weather situations, such as when in the heat, how do you perform so that you're able to withstand the heat? And in the cold, how do you brave the cold if you street perform?
cold, I can't really feel it when I'm dancing because I'm moving around. So
Hmm.
I just make sure I'm doing a lot of movement.
Hmm.
So that way, and once when I'm dancing, I'm just feeling the movement of the music and all that stuff. So I don't really feel it in my body until after I'm done dancing. That's when I feel it in my body after I'm done. Now in the summertime, the heat, the way I do that is I just make sure I drink a lot of water because
Hmm.
there was a time period where I didn't have enough water, and then I had to. I think I passed out when I went home,
Oh.
and then I had to go to the hospital because it was I ain't drink enough water during my performance. I was going around. This was at the beach too,
Hmm.
and I was going around performing without. I had water, but it was in the car,
Hmm.
and I learned my lesson from there. I was like, because I had like it was like a big gallon of water that I had in the car. It was cold. I think I had, I don't know if I had ice, but I learned my lesson from that year when I was performing.
Hmm.
Don't ever go out without drinking water, bringing water with me. Because now I make sure in the summertime I'm carrying water with me in my suitcase
Hmm.
so I could drink it between
Hmm.
my performances,
Hmm.
sometimes a little bit before, but I usually drink it between my performances, right after I get done, before I go to the next place to perform next spot.
Yeah, you got to take care of
Bring
yourself.
enough water.
Right.
In the summertime, I remember I had six water bottles that I carried. But sometimes those water bottles get warm, so I had to go buy some more water bottles and keep ice, a
Hmm.
cooler. That's what I was doing, keeping a cooler. That's for the places I drive to though. So I can't roll the cooler with me because
Hmm.
it's too heavy and the suitcases. So I could be having too much stuff in my hand.
Right. What about the wind? Sometimes, the city gets really windy. Are you able to perform in the wind?
Yeah, I performed in the wind, but it's harder to perform in the wind because
Hmm.
my hat blows away, and then the money, like the other night when I performed at the zoo, the money
Hmm.
blew away.
Oh no.
It was only a couple of dollars, but I chased out there, had to get it, put it back in the bucket, and some of the audience, the customers that was at the zoo, they helped me get the money, and
Hmm.
then they gave it back to me. They gave it
Hmm.
to me, they put it in my hand, and I put it back in the bucket.
Hmm.
And I remember I was performing on Michigan Avenue. I think that some of the dollars flew away, and I had to
Oh.
go chase after it in my hat too. I had to chase it all the way, chase after it, and get it,
Yeah.
go across the street to get it,
Well, gotta be
and then I
careful with
grabbed it
that.
up. Yeah, I know. And I grabbed it up, and then when the cars was coming though, and then I grabbed it up, and then
Hmm.
took it back to my performance spot.
Hmm.
And then I remember the thing about it, I played around with the wind though, so I stayed warm.
Hmm.
I performed black or white when this is like more than one time on Michigan Avenue.
Hmm.
A black or white. When I performed black or white, I made it good. I was like, because they like when I did the when Michael Jackson he did that dance at the end of Black and White where he's on the street,
Mhm.
and then he was on the car busting the windows and stuff. I played around with it and I acted that scene out. But
Mhm.
it wasn't the car. It's kind of like some I don't know what that was that I was standing on, like a flower thing or whatever. I was standing on that,
Mhm.
and then I was pretending to be a panther. Then as soon as I got done doing Black or White during the Black or White performance, I got a good amount of tip
Mhm.
for that performance.
Mhm.
When it was windy, I played around with the shirt and stuff,
Mhm.
and I let
Mhm.
the shirt blow. Michael Jackson had a fan though, the wind, but the wind, it wasn't. I don't think. I think the wind blew my shirt a little bit, but if I would have had with the fan on it, it blew it more though.
Mhm. Yeah, you improvised. Yes,
Yeah.
with any conditions with your performance then.
Right.
Well, Michael, if our listeners and future audience, because we will be publishing this interview on YouTube, if they wanted to contact you and with more questions or maybe to hire you, how would they be able to contact you?
They got they could call me or email me.
Hmm.
I got a business card. My email address. What it says? Say my email address.
Yes, of course, and your phone number if you want.
It's Mario MARIOYARBROUGH 482 at gmail.com. And then my telephone number is 312-686-9339. Now, as far as like my contact information, I'm gonna put together a website too. That's what I'm working on.
Mhm.
So that way they can contact me through my go on my website. My contact information to be there. Then
Mhm.
I had that with my business card. I already had business card, but the website that'd be even better to have a website because the business cards it's on it's like paper, and the website they could just go on and it'd be there, and they won't lose the information. So
Well, next time we run into you on the bus, Michael, please let us. Why don't you show us your business card too? But give us a copy if next time we run into you on the bus.
I think I saw your what's his name on the bus a couple of nights
Bill,
ago.
Bill Morton.
Yeah, I saw him on the bus, and
Hmm.
he said, hey, he said, you coming to perform for us? He said, good. He said, congratulations. And
Hmm.
then he said, it's real nice in here, man. We got the sound, we got nice sound system and
Hmm.
everything. Then he was talking about he said that we gonna keep it going. We gonna keep it going with me performing and stuff,
Hmm.
getting the performances. And he said when it gets bigger, he said hopefully it gets bigger. When it gets bigger, then they'll start doing festivals and they going he'll then you'll hire me for those and stuff for me to perform at the festivals. And I said, oh, that's good. Because I told him my plan that I'm gonna make it. I'm planning on making my Michael Jackson career full time. And
Hmm.
he said, okay. Then I mentioned how I'm gonna quit my job soon,
Hmm.
my day job, so the school district and a Pizza Hut to pursue it full time. He said, oh, good, good. He
Hmm.
said, well, we're gonna have you perform more often, consistent and stuff like that, where it's ongoing. So that's good
Well,
because I
it
told
sounds.
him about the February, huh?
Mhm. And the way that you're doing it now with with combining your teaching and then you love this so much, maybe uh, have you ever had any camp sessions with kids? Like maybe a park district would hire you for some summer camp session with the kids. That would be kind of cool as well.
Oh yeah, I don't know. The park district. I don't know. I don't know. 'Cause I don't really. If I do something with the kids, it's gonna be performing for the kids, like
Mhm.
entertainment or something like that. I don't want to teach them anymore because I don't know. I just want to do something else now.
Mhm. Mhm. Right.
Make a change. I'm tired. I'm tired of
Mhm.
teaching though.
Yeah, well, you if you're going to be teaching and then also performing, there's only so many hours of the day. There's not enough time.
No, no, that's why I'm gonna just I'm gonna do Michael Jackson instead of because then I have more time to perform.
Hmm.
That's what I mainly want to do.
Hmm.
It's be an entertainer performer. So I'm gonna do that instead. I just gotta get I just gotta get it together and get the gigs and stuff.
Hmm.
I gotta get everything lined up, and then with my production, I gotta put that together and stuff. Get my website and all that, because I'm gonna use that money that I'm making with the district to invest to make it grow. That's how I do that.
Well, Michael Jackson, good luck to you on your
It's
career.
the card.
And you got the card?
Yeah, I gotta see how I'm gonna put it up though. I don't know.
Oh, just face it to the camera. Okay, I see. So, yeah. Oh, there we go. Great. Looks good. Yes, perfect.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. Michael Jackson, thank you so much for joining us on WZRD Chicago 88.3 FM today. Good luck to you, and see you on the bus soon.
Okay, see you in the bus soon.
Yeah, and also we'll see you as your performances as well.
Oh yeah, see you at the performances.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first performance at your place is gonna be at New Year's Eve. So I'll see you then.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Michael. Have a great day and be safe.
All right, you too. All right, take care.
You
All
too.
right, you're welcome. All right, Emma.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, you're welcome. Bye.